Right. Uh, so I wanted to put a little video together, just a year in review for the past year that's gone by. If anything, mainly for myself. If anyone watches it, then fair play to you. Um, but this is mostly to sum it up for myself. So there's no notes or anything like that. So if you're trying to follow it, I apologise. It's going to be going all over the place. But for me, 2017's been a really weird year. Not every year's weird, but this has been strange in different ways. It's the first year where I've come to the end of the year, and I actually feel I'm I'm an adult now. If that makes sense. I joke about being an old man all the time, but this is the first time where I've got to the end of the year, and I'm like, damn. Like, this is the first time where it's like there's no educational prospects on the table. I'm just working now. I'm showing signs of age. You can see I've got a wonderful high hairline. I mean, I've always had that, but it's higher than it used to be. I've got forehead wrinkles. I don't mind it. I quite like looking a little bit older. It means people take me a little bit more seriously sometimes. But it's the first time where it's really been like, oh yeah, I'm I'm in the adult world now. I gotta deal with it, and we'll conveniently ignore the Pikachu pajamas, but they're comfortable. But life, despite this, life kind of was on hold for most of this year. Like, the TO side of things was pretty rapid. That there was a lot of changes as a tournament organizer, and all of that stuff that went, and I'll touch on that on its own. But actual life was very stalled. I spent a long time not in a job, which to a degree did kind of stop me from doing stuff. And by the same merit, now I'm actually in a job. That's stopping me even more. But I suppose that's kind of how life works, is what I'm guessing. Just things get in the way, and you gradually get stalled. You don't get everything you want to do done. People, you end up not being able to make plans because stuff's in the way and all that. Sounds a bit depressing, but I suppose that's just being older. So on that front, things have not changed a whole lot. I spent the whole year single. Again, it's not really something that bothers me. Not at the moment. It's not like not like a key goal in life for me would be to, create a family. It's never been that. Never will be. I'm hoping, because it sounds awful to me. So nothing's really changed there. I'm still living in the same house, same cool housemate. I'm sure that'll change by the end of next year. But the smash side of things was really surprising. Most people know a lot of what's gone on with that sort of stuff. That team kind of came into their own this year. We became known more than outside of the UK. The UK knew we were decent, but outside of the UK we were still pretty unknown. And this was the year that people were like, oh yeah, I know these guys. Of course, I TO'd Beast 7, the Smash 4 side of things. I got a message in early January saying, hey, I know it's really short notice, from Lolex, saying we need a TO for Smash 4. We're not confident with anyone on our team doing it. I think what actually happened is the guy they had lined up said he didn't feel ready for it. A guy called B, actually, he's really cool. He's doing his bit for his scene anyway. So I'm glad he's doing his stuff. But I think at the time he said he wasn't ready for it, so they got me on board for that. Said, yeah, we'll cover your flights, cover your hotel. We'll pay for you to come out here and all this stuff. And I was like, all right, that's cool. This is like, because I've said it to people before, but a part of what I've always wanted to do as a TO is make it so I'm like a TO for hire. So when people want to make sure their events are done good, when they've got good stuff going on, they know they can come to me. They can come to me or that team and be like, if we pay these guys to attend we pay these guys to come and run our tournament, we know for a fact it's gonna finish on time. Everyone's gonna rate the event and all that. And that's kind of what I've wanted, because I've always rated myself as a good TO. Like everyone say always, I've always thought I was a good TO, or I had like a good knack for it. And while admittedly in the past I've certainly made some very silly errors, I feel like I'm much closer to a complete package, or that team is much closer to a complete package than, a lot of other people around. So I felt like this was a good stepping stone. I'd be like, look, I can add this to my resume. I TO'd B7. Look, we can do it. And it was a big tournament, and a lot of things went wrong on the day. Not a lot of people noticed, but we were due to have pool captains, and they got pulled away from us literally 15 minutes before the first wave of singles, and we were told, yeah, just give it to the top player in the pool, which I knew wasn't going to work. So we actually got away with it. Airfire jumped in at last minute. Me and B kind of split doing stuff. And we had a couple of volunteers that were there to help us, and just us. Not many of them knew bracketing all that well, but we managed to move the schedule around at last minute and make it so it worked. So we got a bit lucky there, but we did good, honestly. We ran it really well. I was knackered because in order to change stuff, because not everything was set up in the right way, outside of a bit of help from Airfire again, Degala, Luna, Balboa, I think those were the main ones. So none of these people who are even part of the staff, I'm fairly sure I was the only one from the actual team who set up the Smash 4 room. I moved all the tables, put out pretty much all the TVs myself, other than, the aforementioned help, plugs, taping down the plugs, setting up everything. That was all done on the Thursday and the Friday morning. So that was that was tough. But yeah, we ran the tournament well. Everything went well. I was honestly really proud with our doubles play. Me and Carnage came 5th overall, and we did pretty good. I'm pretty happy with that. But honestly, everything that went down afterwards, everyone already knows the story about how suddenly no one got paid, and then Lolux disappeared off the planet, and he's gone on something like 4 fucking holidays by now. And I'm still really pissed off about it, because I haven't heard really anything about my end of things. I've been, the stuff's gone out about getting paid for our doubles 5th place, but that's like €30. I don't care about that. I want my 500, 600 euros from running the event. Regardless, the biggest issue with the whole thing for me there is that I can't even use that as like a, look, I did this. You can use this as proof that we know what we're doing, because the event's got such a terrible reputation behind it. That being said, this isn't the only big event we did this year. Everyone knows Albion 2 by now, or the Albion series, and the reputation it's gotten this year in particular. And I'm really happy that it's gone so well. Big thanks to all my team, but especially Eve. I announced. So it was Melee and Smash 4. I opted to take out Project M because I was like, no one's gonna play it. And like Albion 1, we did it, and there was only like 3 or 4 people who were there for PM mainly. So it was like an event this size, it's not worth it. So I really wanted to focus on Melee this time. I wanted to make sure that they wanted to come through. They wanted to come to the event. I knew I'd get numbers for Smash 4 anyway. I knew I'd be like, okay, we'll get at least 200 for that. Probably. But I wanted to make sure we hit like triple figures for Melee. Got a solid like 120. I got 30 plus CRTs ready for him. And I made round robin pools. I made that decision on my own, much to the ire of my team, especially Eve. But I made a snap decision of like, I want to make sure they come here, and I heard constantly, they won't come unless you do round robin. They need round robin. Round robin is the only thing that makes it worth it. So I bit the bullet from multiple people, and I said, okay, yeah, we'll do round robin. We'll do it for both games, because I'm a very firm believer in at least with the Smash games. If you're running them both, you should treat them as equal games. We should try to, at the very least, give them the exact same things. Because if people are paying the same amount to enter the venue and the tournament, you don't want to receive less than what you would if you went to the other one. That's just not fair, in my mind. I've always tried to treat the games equally when I run them. Unfortunately, and there's plenty of reasons for it, and I've gone over it, but we didn't get the numbers we wanted for Melee. We got 60-ish. But it's you know, that's in the past. I can't do anything about that now, really. Um, but Smash 4 got huge numbers. We had 307 entrants overall for Smash 4, which with 32 pools meant 10-man pools, for 10 and 9-man pools. Round robin. And honestly, my teams are absolutely amazing. Eve is a goddess when it comes to like micromanaging stuff. When it comes to sorting out these pull sheets, they were organised for every 5 minutes. She had everything planned. She'd gone through it with a long boss. By the way, BYOC, they streamed that event. They streamed Beast as well. I worked with them there, and I knew when I worked with them at Beast, I was like, I need these guys for Albion, because they're fucking amazing. I can't talk and I can't give enough good praise to BYOC for being quality streamers, quality guys. They worked around everything that that wasn't quite on point and everything. Top quality guys. They deserve the world. They deserve everyone's respect. But so does Eve. She doesn't get as much respect as she should from people. I think like people who know she's there give her respect, but because she kind of does stuff from behind the desk, a lot of her efforts get put on me or other people who are like more visible. I mean, I don't mind it myself. I like getting the ego stroke, but yeah, no, she really made that event happen. The whole team did it, but she did it more. So Albion 2 came through. It was a fantastic event. There were small bits that needed to be refined, but for an event that was over double the size of anything we'd done before, I'm so happy with how it went. I actually got in the van afterwards because we packed everything away. It was just me and my mum in the van, and we sat down after packing everything into the van. She turned to me and went, "You fucking did it," and I just started crying, man. Like, I'm an emotional guy. Everyone knows this, but I hadn't ever been that happy with how something had gone before. So I just cried, man. But the point I'm getting at is that all of this stuff has gone well. The stuff we've done this year, we haven't had any shit events. Everything's gone good. We had our 100th anniversary for Meltdown. Admittedly, that day didn't go well for me, but that was just personal issues and lots of bad luck happening. But the whole year has been just up for that team. And I feel like I'm really proud with how well we've gone with it. So that's my main takeaway for this year. Everything else not a lot has happened, but the TO stuff has gone great. I've made plenty of friends I had like plenty of friends, but I've got closer with a lot of them. I've started overlapping into other areas, like started talking to the FGC guys more. NGI squad, they're a cool bunch of guys as well. We recruited more people into that team, and I consider all of the people that we've recruited close friends as well. I got to go out on a few things. Beth's a wonderful girl, invites me out to go on nights out where inevitably we don't end up getting too drunk, but I end up with a hangover anyway somehow. But yeah. So I'm not upset with how this year's gone. I feel like going into next year, I need to focus my efforts on the rest of my life a bit more, because everything else at this point I'm the one holding back my own progression. It's now very clear to me that I can improve myself, and that would have a direct influence on everything else I do. And I'm working on it already. I booked my practical driver's license. That's all sorted. So I'll have to just get that sorted. I have to pass that test, so I can then get a van. That's the sort of thing I want to do. I want to make sure I've got a van. I want a nice white van. I want to get that team logo thrown on the side of it. That's my main goal for the start of this year. We've got Albion 3, which people will hear a lot more about very shortly, and I'm very excited to tell everyone about that. Dat Blast in 25 is coming up, the 25th anniversary for this, which is crazy to me that we've been running just this series of events that long. But yeah, I'm going to wrap this up because it's now 2 minutes to midnight, and I want to at least say Happy New Year on the 2nd. So if you've managed to get through this long video, which I apologise for, thank you very much for watching it. If you're interested in anything I've said or want to talk to me about anything, feel free to DM me on Discord or send me a message on Facebook. I'm always open to chat. And have a good celebration. Have a good 2018. Goodbye.